guys, Cybertron here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Hasbro Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Deluxe Class Wing Finger. That's right, the final fossilizer to complete the triad of fossilizers. Not sure what else there is to complete here, but we got him. And no, I'm not going to be doing that ridiculous combiner. It's cool, but it's a pain in the ass. I wasn't able to figure it out, so... But at any rate, we are going to be taking a look at this guy in depth, so get ready. We're going to get into the meat and taters here. So, first order of business, he comes with a collectible trading card, which I put away already. But other than that, he does come with these two nifty sword thingies, which seem more like blunt instruments because they're not exactly sharp. Which you can actually take both of these. Put one, yeah, and one down, yeah. Kind of have them half holding it. That's what she said. Then you could take the pterodon head off the back, or whatever this thing is. Fold up the port. Plug this into his arm here. That little hole there. And make a bow thing. Yeah, it doesn't really fit either. I mean, you can do that, or you can flip it over. I think that's really what you're supposed to do, is you're supposed to flip it over. Plug it in this way. I think. It doesn't really make any sense, but hey, he's got a bow. But at any rate, this I mostly leave on the back to fill this guy out because he is very, very skinny. He makes me look like Bane. He is very, very skinny. And while that's cool, he looks unfinished. I think they could have given us a plate to tab in here. Maybe put this segment down here or something. That way you could plug in a plate, kind of fill things out. So as it stands, he's got a really big gap here that could be filled by something. One thing I like to do, though, is I like to just rotate this whole assembly around. Like this. And granted, this head is going to be a little bit tricky to center, but hinge it up, too. But that is a little better, because that gap is now here as opposed to in the front. But again, you got to compensate for that head, and his legs are kind of far back, so it's a little bit awkward. I guess you could angle some things, make it look a little better, but for now I'll just leave it as it came. And that is like this. So as far as articulation goes on this guy, his head will rotate. His helmet kind of flips down so you can have a battle mask, I guess, or just cover his face up. His shoulders go out to the side, back down. They're on ball joints. They can do whatever you want, really. And they also swivel here. He's got a single joint at the elbow. Did I say shoulder or did I say elbow up here? But he's got a hinge at the elbow nonetheless, and he also has a rotation. And then he also has ball jointed wrists, which can hinge down like that, so you can give him a good thrusting pose with his sword. I know what I said, sickos. But he can shank you. Prison rules, bitch. So that's funny. Let's kill. And then he can rotate up here in two places. I at least wish you could put that peg away. I guess you can do that if you want, but still very awkward looking robot mode. Then he's also got hinge at the hip here, which can also move forward and back. Then because of transformation, you kind of get a double joint at the knee, which I kind of turned into a chicken leg, which I think is the intention. You can have it fold up like that, kind of like a Bayformer. Kind of. I say that because a lot of the Decepticons are built that way. And then he's got a hinge at the foot. And he has no trouble standing because look at them heels. It actually kind of reminds me of the Chinese foot binding. Remember learning about that in high school. Made me cringe a bit. Very, very awkward. Very, very awkward. Strange looking design too. And I heard this guy is a Maximal. But really, all the skeleton dinos, I'm going to say, are evil. And just go with that. I don't see the point in having one good guy and 3 bad guys in the retail lineup. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But what do I know? Just a schmuck who reviews toys on the internet for free. So with that being said, let's take a look at some comparisons. First up, here's Wang Fanger next to the other fossilizers we've gotten in the Kingdom line thus far. We got the Deluxe class Paleotrex, the Deluxe class Ractonite, and the Core class Vertebrake. And as you can see, there's pretty good size variety between these guys, even though 3 of them are the same class. Wingfinger stands taller than the other 2. Ractonite's a little thicker than Paleotrex. And Vertebrake's the short guy. And last but certainly not least, we have our 2 regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus and the MK11 Spawn. So with that being said, let's get this guy transformed into his beast mode. And as promised, here is Wingfinger in his Dino mode. And as you can see, he is a pterodactyl. Or pterodon. Or pterosaur. Oh wait, he's coming out soon. Amazon exclusive. Either way, this guy looks pretty cool, man. I dig him. I think he's a little bit big for the scale they're kind of going for with these skeleton fossilizer Dinobot guys, but at the same time, I dig this. I really do. So, close-up look. He's got a big old noggin there. This is kind of loose in the peg, so just keep that in mind. And speaking of the head, the jaw is kind of spring-loaded. Kind of snaps along with the neck. It's also spring-loaded. So when you fold it back, it's loosens up, but it does kind of hard tab into place here. And then the back of the skull, because I'm not going to be showing this at the end of the video or anything, there is a combiner head. You can flip this down, you get a little visor, and you flip this down, and you get a little peg, so you can peg it on. And I believe this is supposed to go into the Styracosaurus head on Ractonite. So, if you're into that, there's plenty of videos on YouTube for that. I'm not going to get into that here. Maybe I'll do a video in the future or something showcasing a mode I came up with on my own, because I sure as hell can't figure out the official one. Flipping this down. You can rotate this around and get him in a flight pose. It's kind of nice. Peg that in. Tilt his head up like that. And then you can flip these around like this. I think I have these on the right way. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that, but you can flip these out like this. And really, there should be 2 more little spiky things hanging down from here, but I guess it's good enough. Maybe these should be flipped. I don't know. But there you go, I guess. If you want to rotate these up like this and like this, you can do that. That's not too bad. And then if you got one of these bad boys hanging around, the almighty McFarlane Toys flight stand, you can open the clip and sit him in there. I think should hold him. Yeah. Clasps right around him. And there you have Wingfinger soaring in the air. That's pretty cool. I dig that. I dig that a lot, actually. Put these down a bit. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, you can do that if you want. Me personally, though, I display all my Transformers in robot mode, so that's kind of irrelevant to me. But, nonetheless, he's, of course, got some more articulation in the arms. You can tilt them down, tilt them back, tilt them all around. Probably would be better to have them this way so these ports are facing the other way, but then you get those ugly gaps. So I might actually have these parts on wrong, but for time's sake, I'll just leave them as is. So yeah, I think these are probably supposed to be down like this. You're supposed to have one side on the other and the other side on the other. That probably would look a little better. Oh. I did not notice I was not folding that up all the way. Huh, how about that? There you go. For better or for worse. And then his legs do kick a little bit. He's got rocker ankles, but they're kind of useless. Especially since his rib cage is supposed to be tabbed in here. And here's the thing. There's these two tabs here. And it looks like he should have had a plate to go there. Which, you know what's funny about that is if it did, they could have put that 3mm peg port right dab smack in the middle. You could have plugged something here, solidified the connection, and you would have had a better figure. But nope. So that kind of sucks. Yeah, these don't really tab into this head either. I don't know what's up with that. So I just didn't have them in. Maybe I just didn't have them in. There we go. But there you go. They're in now. It's a little better, but still, you could have put something here, kind of solidify the connection, especially since there are two tabs here. I mean, what else is going to go there, right? But at any rate, this is a cool little figure. I dig him. I think it could have been a little better still. I will say the Dino mode seems to be a little bit better than the robot mode. Even though I'm mostly a robot mode guy when it comes to Transformers. I do think this has a little bit more going for it. It's a little bit more fun. And for the most part, looks cooler. Looks finished to me. Other than the two tabs sticking out at the bottom there. I think that could have been fixed with something. But at any rate, let's take a look at some comparisons. First up here is Wingfinger next to the Deluxe Class Paleotrex, the Deluxe Class Rectonite, and the Core Class Vertebrake once again. And as you can see, like before, these guys vary in size, and I'm not too sure on Wingfinger's size. He seems a bit large for a pterodactyl, but at the same time, it is kind of cool, and he is kind of in scale with the bigger Kingdom figures. But, yeah, we got the pterodactyl, we got a Tyrannosaurus Rex, we got a Styracosaurus, or Triceratops, whatever you want to call it, and a Velociraptor. We got a nice little crew of skeleton Dinobots going here. I do say so myself. And last, but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus and the 11th Spawn once again. As you can see, this guy actually kind of scales with 6-inch scale figures at least. I don't know, what do you think? Kind of like the Covert Agent Ravage we took a look at the other day. But, at any rate, let's get this guy transformed back into his robot mode and wrap things up with some final thoughts. overall, and to be quite honest, I'm kind of 50-50 on this guy. I like him, but at the same time, I don't. He seems a little unfinished in places, and while I do appreciate the added articulation and, to an extent, height, no pun intended, okay, maybe a little bit, but at any rate, this figure just seems a bit lacking. It seems like he could have used some more parts, particularly in the torso. I think they could have given him a plug-on plate piece, much like Paleo Trex, but, you know, reversed, because there's a peg on the chest, and you need a peg hole on the plate for it to work. You know what I mean. Just something to help fill things out, because he seems a bit anorexic, to say the very least. So with that being said, I would recommend this to you if you are at all interested in getting all of these fossilizer characters, but if you're not, this is an easy pass. So, at any rate, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and if you are so inclined, please hit that notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one, because we gotta show that algorithm who's boss, right? And if you haven't already, hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. But as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.